Welcome back, guys. This is King of Weebs here, and before I start the what if, I want to say yesterday I only uploaded one video because this video, well, the one I'm making to this morning, basically the audio got corrupted 4 times, and after the fourth time, I just couldn't be asked recording anymore. So I'm remaking it today, and also. Before another thing is, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram and join my Discord. Link in the description. Subscribe to Retreat and Miniman123. They provide me with Miniman provides me with gameplay, and Retreat made my Discord server. Also, last thing, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. We are 992 right now while I'm recording this at 8:30. I hope we can get to 1,000 subscribers by maybe 10 o'clock before the YouTube Studios resets and shows my new stats. Anyways, I hope you all like the video. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram and join my Discord server. Anyways, this is what if Midoriya was Naruto's reincarnation with Kurama, part 5. Last time we left off with the the 3 trainee heroes, so Midoriya, Todoroki, and Ida, fighting off against the hero killer Stain, and they won. And here the arc pretty much went the same at the end. So how the police was going to make a fake report about the hero killer, and they're going to say Endeavor killed him. Endeavor captured him, so they don't get in trouble. Anyways, now we skip a few days, so now we finished with the interwork thing. I don't know the name, I forgot it. Anyways, they finished the little training with their new teachers, and now they're heading back to the school, and they are told about the final exams, and everyone's panicking because in the midterms, the top 10 are way smarter than the people that came in the bottom last 10. So they still do study together, and in the end they pass all the exams except the the fights until Midoriya's one goes the same. And I'll say Midoriya still paired up with Bakugo against All Might. Midoriya's actually not too scared. Bakugo's like, what the hell, why? And well, mostly because he has to not only fight All Might but with Midoriya. And Midoriya's actually fine with Bakugo because he wants to make friends again, and also he doesn't mind fighting against All Might since he wants to test out what he has learned in the past term that he's been training with All Might and Kurama for the past years, and he wants to see how he compares to All Might. So the fight pretty much starts off the same with Midoriya and Bakugo always fighting, and All Might does still speed towards them, and they're like, what the hell, why? And All Might literally pummels them until Midoriya's like, no more, Bakugo, we have to work together. And Bakugo, like, he has no other choices because he understands that if they don't fight together, they're going to lose, they're going to fail the exam, and All Might is going to pummel them in front of everyone and show that they're weak. And so Bakugo's like, then how are we going to be such monster? He's pure strength. He's nothing but strength. He's the embodiment of the word. And Midoriya's like, I know that perfectly, Bakugo, but there is a way. We don't have to actually beat him in a full-on, all-out fight. All we gotta do is go through the gate, right? And Bakugo is like, yeah, but how are we going to go through when this monstrous being is in front of us? And Midoriya's like, there's no need to worry about that. I have a plan. And basically what Midoriya does is, first he fakes that he attacks, and he basically fakes, well, he misses on purpose, to be honest. And basically All Might's like, did you just miss on purpose? And then Bakugo appears, while All Might was distracted. Bakugo appears and tries to blast him away. He created a smoke screen for them to actually go into an alleyway and hide. And basically Midoriya's like, hey, listen, if you get to the gate first and then I get there, we will win. I can be the diversion because I'm much faster than you. And Bakugo doesn't take that too friendly. Like, he's like, no, I'm way faster than you. And Midoriya's like, let's be serious. If I distract him, you can get to the gate quickly, and then once you're through the gate, I can go too. And then Bakugo's like, are you saying that I'm holding you back? And Midoriya's like, not at all. I'm saying that I'm holding you back because my speed would just leave you behind, and if you go first, I can just catch up to you. And Bakugo doesn't like this idea, but he has to play along since he needs to pass this exam. So what happens is that Bakugo, him and Bakugo, well, Midoriya and Bakugo appear in front of All Might while All Might was searching, and Bakugo unleashes his strongest blast that pretty much covers a whole radius, I'll say enough for like a 1 second. The explosion was around the size of a house. You know how a house size is? Well, that's just the radius that got blasted, but the explosion was much bigger, and that gave enough time for Bakugo to actually run away. Not really run away, but more a strategic retreat, while Midoriya stayed back. And basically, my headphones. Midoriya stayed back, and once the smoke screen got blown away with All Might's air pressure punch, Midoriya got blown back a bit and says, finally I get to have a one-on-one fight against you. And then All Might is like, is that why you send Katsuki away, young Bakugo away? And not Midoriya's like, no, it's because I need to hold you back. And All Might's like, you shouldn't tell your plan to me. I mean, imagine I was a villain, what would you do then? And Midoriya's like, well, I won't let you go past, of course. And All Might is confused at this, and basically he's like, he appears in front of Midoriya and says, don't get too cocky, young Midoriya, and punches him in the gut. Midoriya actually gets stunned for a second, but he recovers real fast and he starts attacking All Might. All Might actually sees that Midoriya's speed is exponentially faster, and he can keep up, but Midoriya is way faster than the original Midoriya. So All Might is actually having a bit of a hard time, since Midoriya's flurry of attacks actually take up a lot of his view, so he can't see Bakugo anymore. And Bakugo arrives to the other side, and basically what he does is do an explosion in the air, so to alert Midoriya that he's already past the gate. And Midoriya's like, alright, now it's my turn. And basically he was about to use KCM speed, and All Might is like, no you don't, you're not going anywhere, I'm not going to let you pass so easily. And Midoriya's like, let go already. And what he does is actually uses KCM on his on the leg that All Might was holding on to. And All Might was confused on what happened, because it was like a little explosion on Midoriya's leg. And then Midoriya's like, oh, god damn it, that was an accident. And All Might's like, I don't know what you just used, but I'll find out later. And basically All Might blitzes Midoriya, and Midoriya basically is pretty much out of the fight right now, and they're going to lose since there are only like 30 seconds remaining. And what Midoriya does is uh, thinks to himself that there is no way he can get to the gate now. He has to handcuff him. Luckily, he still had the handcuffs, and what he does is basically punches the ground and shatters the road and makes a smoke screen, and basically he goes KCM, so no one can really see. But of course, Recovery Girl does notice that Midoriya is gone into some mode that he becomes orange and with an aura, and she's going to ask him about this, but no one really noticed since it was really quick, and only Recovery Girl and some other teachers like Aizawa, also I'll say the dude that can multiplicate, like, you know, the guy that knows the Shadow Clone Jutsu with his breath. I don't know, so I forgot his name. What Midoriya does is blitz All Might and says sorry for this and punches him in the gut. All Might doesn't really see what just happened because he was so fast, but he did say, hey, Midoriya, say sorry. He recovered real fast and he wasn't going to get handcuffed anytime soon until Midoriya decided to kick him on the hip, on the side that he was hurt, not on the actual wound, just the hip that, let's say his wound, I think it was on the left side or right, I'll say left, and he kicks him on the left hip, and All Might kind of coughs out a bit of blood, and Midoriya says, I'm really sorry for this, and handcuffs him. And then once the smoke cleared, Midoriya was out of his KCM, and everyone thought that Midoriya actually somehow put on the handcuffs on All Might while there was a smoke screen. Aizawa was stunned. He was completely flabbergasted. He's like, what? And Recovery Girl's like, that, what did he just use? And the guy that the skull looking guy, he's like, damn, that kid's something else. And he doesn't really care what Midoriya used as long as he was able to beat him. But if Midoriya used something to cheat, well, he was going to go and ask anyway. So if he cheated, he was going to disqualify him. But of course, Midoriya didn't, and they basically, after this, Bakugo saw everything on the big screen and was like, just how strong did Deku get? And he's not really jealous at Midoriya's speed and that. He's just jealous that he was actually able to handcuff All Might, the symbol of peace, which none of the villains could ever do that, and Midoriya just did it casually against him. But what really happened is that Midoriya used so much speed that he was completely out of the fight. If that didn't work, they were going to fail the exam, and Midoriya's on the floor, and All Might's like, oh, if only I didn't have these weights on. And Midoriya's like, yeah, if you didn't have them, I was probably going to fail. Since Midoriya he could use more speed, but that just drains all his energy. Remember, Midoriya doesn't have chakra like Naruto. He might have the Nine Tails, but he doesn't have the Uzumaki genes and everything. He will unlock that type of chakra once he gets to meet Naruto. Yes, he will meet Naruto, spoilers. And anyways, I'll say that the people who failed, they failed as usual, and the people who passed, they passed as usual. But what happened after the exam, Midoriya was in the nurse's office with the Recovery Girl and All Might, and then Aizawa, wait, let me just search him up. Aizawa and Ectoplasm walk in the room, and basically they say, we have a few questions, Midoriya. And then Recovery Girl cuts in and saying, yeah, I have a few as well. And All Might's like, wait, what? And I'll say that in this what if, Aizawa has already been told about All Might's injury, so he does, and Ectoplasm knows as well, so All Might can just be in his normal form. And All Might's like, wait, what happened? Did Midoriya do something? And they're like, sort of. And basically, they play back the replay, and they stop it at the exact second when Midoriya went fully orange. And Midoriya in his head's like, God damn it, why did I use it? I should just fail the exam, why? And Kuroma's like, you were going to use it eventually anyways. You might as well just tell them now. And Midoriya's like, let me at least try to make an excuse, or let's say, and the try to get out of this. And basically, Aizawa starts off by saying, I noticed this too. Just what did you use, Midoriya? Because the power you used increased your strength and your speed enough that you could even take on All Might, even though he had weights on. But handcuffing All Might is something to not underestimate. And All Might is like, wait, Midoriya, what really was that? And Midoriya's like, it's an ability that my quirk gives me. And All Might is like, wait, what? And Midoriya's and Recovery Girl says, there's no need to lie, Midoriya. We're not going to tell anyone. Why are you hiding this in the first place? And Midoriya realizes that it's too late. There's no point of acting dumb. And what he does is like, alright, let me just show you guys. And he goes into his KCM state, and basically All Might is like, wait, what? Is this what you used against me? And Midoriya's like, no, not really. I used a weaker version of it, because if I used this one, it would be too easy to spot even in the smoke, so I had to use this one. So he shows KCM 1 and 2. So he used KCM 1 against him. KCM 2 would have given him enough speed to actually fight All Might for as long as possible, but of course he wouldn't want to do that, show everyone else. And then basically Aizawa was like, why were you hiding this in the first place? And Midoriya's like, it's a long story, and it's kind of weird, so not many people would believe me. And they're like, what do you mean? And Midoriya basically tells them about the past. And if anyone is wondering, wait, if this was just Naruto's world in the future, wouldn't there be some kind of books written about Naruto and Sasuke or the Great Ninja Wars? Yes, there were, but over the years they got basically people who believe that these books shouldn't be published and shouldn't be given to the out to the public. And because remember, in the Naruto world, anything could happen, to be honest. Like, not anything, but you know, like they could just reanimate Naruto, and that's the end of the world. Imagine someone's able to do that. There were jutsus written in some scrolls. All the scrolls were gathered up, just saying. Or even the Hokage scroll with the reanimation jutsu, they were all there. And what the government did, well, the world leaders did, they didn't want to burn them, because people in the past spent a lot of time making them, and they want to respect that, and they don't want to destroy the last few the last information or the last words of the person or the people who saved this world in the past. And thanks to them, the world became what it is now. And I'll say that quirks were just a manifestation of an evolved version of chakra, just that you don't have to actually use chakra. But I'll say it was some kind of evolution of chakra into different powers, because chakra can give you fire release, just like Endeavor's. Endeavor's pretty much a fire. You know how Endeavor has Hellfire as a quirk? It's like Sasuke's fire release, or Naruto's. Naruto could use fire release. He never uses it, though. I don't understand why. It's actually a pretty good chakra release. But anyways, and like what's that dude's name? The guy that hates Endeavor. He has wind, like Naruto's wind release. It's actually pretty OP. I'll say that the quirks are transformations of chakra, and the quirks that just give you actually physical changes to your body. I don't know what they are, bro. Like that's madness. Anyways, let's keep going. And Midoriya explains to them that he is the reincarnation of Naruto Uzumaki. And I'll say that they did know about some history about some people being the strongest people in the world and saving the world multiple times, but they didn't really know. And Midoriya confirms that it was Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha, and then basically they're like, but how can we trust this? And Midoriya's like, I can just show you who told me. And basically they all like hold on to Midoriya, and Midoriya transports them into his mind, not physically, spiritually, and they see the Nine Tails, and the Nine Tails explains everything in a bit more detail and says that even though Midoriya is Naruto's reincarnation, it doesn't mean he's the strongest. There is someone out there that is the reincarnation of Sasuke Uchiha. I don't know why he hasn't. I haven't met him yet, but I know something big is going to happen, and Midoriya will be the only one who can actually fight him off. And to be honest, I'm not going to say who the reincarnation of Sasuke is, and so they understand that Midoriya is not lying, and they understand that Midoriya has been training from a really young age. That's why he was already this strong, and All Might is really happy about giving. He's really proud of Midoriya, and he's really glad that he chose Midoriya instead of anyone else, since Midoriya has this power, and also, like, he doesn't even need One for All, to be honest. He could just use this power to actually pretty much become the number one hero. But of course, Midoriya will try to use a quirk instead of using Kuroma's powers every time, and Kuroma accepts that because in the decades, in the centuries that have passed, millenniums, um, Kuroma has gotten used to not fighting, not using his Tail Beast Bomb, Tail Beast Rasengan, all the dumb broken moves which have not been overused by Naruto. I don't know why. Like against Momoshiki, he could have just used a bloody Tail Beast Bomb. Why didn't you do that? Why did you try to go for a Rasengan? Like what? Tail Beast was way stronger. Like what's his problem, man? Anyways, so he got used to not fighting, and he doesn't really care if if his power doesn't get used. But sometimes he does get kind of annoyed that Midoriya uses the quirk way too much instead of using his power as well. But Midoriya actually kind of evens out, because once he's using the quirk, he's using KCM powers at the same time. Not Tail Beast Bombs, just the boosts. And Kuroma does sometimes tell him, just show everyone what you can do, man. Like, what's the point? And Midoriya's like, no, I don't want them to think that I have two quirks, and if they find out about you, they will try to experiment on me. I can already tell. And Kuroma's like, yes, okay, whatever. And that's the end. So the training camp will still happen. I think, the training camp still happens. And here, the training for Midoriya is a lot harder, because since Midoriya needs to train a lot on his stamina drain, and how much he can use the smashes, and also he knows shoot style, but he needs to improve on it. Yeah, he is a master of it, but he let's say, imagine how All Might is with his Detroit smashes compared to Midoriya with his shoot style. Even if Midoriya mastered shoot style, it's not as high of a mastery as All Might's Detroit Smash, is it? No, he needs to get up to that level to be as good as All Might, or actually stand a chance against someone like Shigaraki. Since if if Midoriya just meets Shigaraki in the open and he gets touched once, he's gone. He's literally gone. Anyways, here they still get attacked that night by the elite team of villains from the League of Villains. It's I think it was twice. The two dudes that loved Stain, Toga, also Darby, and the other dude, the gas dude. Yeah, him, Muscular, and the Nomu guy that has all those blades on him. They still attack, And Midoriya does still have to go up against Muscular, and here, even with his shoot style, he's not strong enough to actually take out Muscular as fast as he wants to. So he tries using Detroit Smash and use the Chroma Healing at the same time after he breaks his arm. So basically, it just cancels out the breaking of the arm, and he can use 100% of All for One for a brief amount of a time. I'll say like 30 seconds, because even if he can heal, it's not infinite. Remember, his body will start draining chakra, draining energy, and since he doesn't have as much chakra as Naruto, he can't just keep healing after every single time he breaks an arm. He can't break it way too many times. He uses a Detroit Smash only twice in those 30 seconds. He mostly uses kicks, which break his legs, but he cancels it out. He heals it straight away. And to the finishing blow, he just punches Muscular into the a mountain, and he's out of the fight. He takes the kid, I forgot the name, I think. He takes Kota to safety, and he's gone to find his classmates, since he did hear Muscular talk about Bakugo, and he's like, I cannot let them take Bakugo. And apparently some of them are in the kill list, so he doesn't want anything bad to happen. And that's where I'm going to end off. I know it's only 26 minutes, but I hope you all enjoyed. Also, let's get to 1,000 subscribers by today, so I can start making a special. Also, second year for Dragon Ball Legends is coming up, and I will be making a collab summoning video with maybe my friend definitely my friend Miniman123, and also maybe someone else from, if anyone wants to do a summons with me on YouTube, you can do it. I have I've been waiting for 2 years, and second year for a full year now, since year 1. I've been saving up. And anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Please take care, stay safe. This is the King of Weebs, and peace.